So welcome to this visualization meditation. We'll meditate for about 20 minutes. I'm going to give some guidelines at the beginning, and then we'll have a space at the end to discuss anything that came up for you. 20 minutes is a good length because it's the sort of natural rest cycle that our brain is programmed, and we're sort of governed by all these different rhythms, the seasons, but also rest periods, hormonal rhythms. So 20 minutes is, you might have heard, like, have a break for 20 minutes, have a rest for 20 minutes. It's kind of some science behind that. So the visualization meditation that we're going to do today starts off as a sort of meditation on the here and now. We'll relax the body a bit, and then we'll visualize what's in the here and now, and then we'll sort of zoom out, and then we'll zoom in again, which will make more sense when we start it. And what's remarkable about visualization meditations is that they've actually measured the sort of inflammation, the inflammable proteins in your body, and found that these proteins of inflammation are lower after visualization meditations. And the amygdala, which a lot of people think of as being a part of the brain that is about fear, it is about fear, but it's more about labeling experiences as either being good or bad. And so anything where you're sort of reminded of what's in the here and now has shown that actually the amygdala shrinks, just because it's reassured by, okay, I know exactly what's happening in the here and now. There's less sort of assumption and labeling of sort of unexpected experiences. So a few notes before we begin the meditation on how you relate to your thoughts as they come up, which they inevitably will. That's part of having a human brain, is that, part of the success of our species has been because we're so good at forecasting the future and replaying the past. So that's not going to end, and you will likely find that your to-do list comes up when we're meditating, and that's absolutely no problem, totally fine. And I think thoughts make a bit of a bigger splash when we resist them. So if you have a thought which is then followed by, oh no, I'm thinking in this meditation, I'm failing, I'm not doing good meditating because I'm thinking, that's much more disturbing than, oh yeah, I've got to do that thing later. Oh yeah, that's good. Because we're actually providing a little downtime for our brain to remember all these things and to organize and to file away. So it's actually fine when thoughts come up, things you got to do come up, no problem. So just welcome them, bring them all in. And then come back to what I'm saying when you're ready. And then a note on your position. So you can either sit or lie down. On the whole, try and stay still. Let your body relax into being still. But also don't be rigid. If you feel like, I'm getting uncomfortable, definitely change position. Lie down if your back starts aching. Take a seat if you're feeling uncomfortable lying down, or if you're falling asleep, indeed, no problem with that. Your brain needs some more sleep, body needs some more rest. You can continue to pay attention in that rest period where you're sort of coming in and out of sleep. You can pay attention to that and notice, but no problem if you need to fall asleep. That's fine. Okay, so without further ado, we'll make a start. So come, take a comfortable seat or lie down, and know that in the end I'll give you a little space to talk with me about anything that came up. So if there is anything that comes up that you're not sure about or that confuses you, just bank it for later. We can discuss. So settling down, we'll start just taking a really long, slow, relaxed breath with the exhalation phase almost twice as long as the inhalation phase. Sometimes that's hard to master in the beginning, so start to breathe in And then when your lungs feel kind of full of air, hold your breath. And then slowly breathe out, almost like you're breathing out a candle, as slow as you can through your lips, like. And that's a good way of getting the exhale really long. So when the exhalation, the breath out, is longer than the inhalation, that's when our nervous system sort of calms down. You can move into that resting, relaxed nervous branch. So let's breathe in again. Just try again. Just stay that exhale really long. Take your time with it. Then you might notice you feel slightly more relaxed. You can let the eyes close if they want to close. Just make sure your jaw is unclenched, so the lower set of teeth are dropped away from the upper set of teeth. They're not connected. Make sure your shoulders are relaxed, so the muscles that run between your ear and your shoulder are really soft and loose, melted, kind of like butter. Make sure you're not pulling your tummy back towards your waistband, but you're letting it breathe into the waistband. And then sense your hips dropping heavily down into the ground. Gravity quite literally pulling you to the center of the earth. Oh, there's millions of miles beneath us, not millions of miles, but a long way down. And then notice the temperature of the air on your skin. Maybe the skin of your face, it's so delicate. Just notice the temperature of it. Feel the clothes that wrap around your body. The textures of the fabrics in contact with your skin. Keeping you warm and dry, protected. And as you sit here or lie here, picture the four walls around you, assuming that you're in a room. Front wall, the back wall, side walls. Noticing how you're protected 360 degrees all around you. And of course, there's also the ground underneath and the ceiling above you. Just visualizing yourself sitting in the space. And then picture the structure of the rest of the building that you're in. Maybe the walls that extend above you. There's another story of the house. Just the general structure of the building as it protects you from the elements, shelters you from the cold outside. And if we zoom out and imagine the street that you are either living on or maybe you're at work, the street that the building is a part of, and just imagining the street which maybe you've walked down many times before. Picturing what the houses look like. Just knowing that you're part of a community of the people that also live or work on the street. Feeling a part of that for a moment, part of the people on the street, and the community around that. Next, visualizing maybe a shop that you often go to for food or water, for essential things that you need to live a comfortable, easy life. Just for a moment, letting some gratitude flicker in your heart for this place where you can go and get these essential resources to nourish yourself and sustain life. And if we zoomed out even more to maybe even outside of the city that you're in, to some other place, either in this country or another country where you've been before, where you experienced really amazing natural beauty. So it could be somewhere wild, like the beach or the forest. Just anywhere that you felt a sense of wonder at nature, where you had maybe a good experience alone or with others. Just picture yourself there for a moment. Some people will be quite visual, so they'll be visualizing the colors and shapes and the quality of light at this location. Others are more auditory, and they might be remembering the sounds that passed across the soundscape. Maybe the howling of the wind or the roar of the sea, if that was sea. Others might naturally have more tactile qualities come to mind, like the breeze or the warmth of the sun on their skin. Or what clothes they were wearing and how they wrapped around the body. Just building a fully formed sense of how it was to be there, a felt sense of the experience, as whole and rich as you can recreate in your mind right now. And once again, if we zoomed out even further and pictured the whole earth, most people have seen an image of the earth, of the globe floating in space. See if you can imagine, if you can hold in your mind's eye an image of the earth floating in space. The stars around the earth. As if you're looking down on us. Looking down on the community that we are, the ecosystem that we are, all the animals, the humans. And just picturing yourself a part of it. And for a moment, letting that gratitude percolate. It's hard to really let resentment hang around when there's gratitude present. Part of this amazing life. Then if we zoom in even more and return to that place that you were remembering, and picture it as it stands now, assuming it does still stand now in some form or other. And just saying thank you for that experience. That life that was allowed to live at that time. And scrolling to your neighborhood, to your locality where you visit the shops, look after yourself and your needs. Back to the street that you live on or that you work on, wherever you are now. Familiar neighborhood. And then returning to your building, your house, your office. Coming in through your front door and then back into where you are right now, your room that you're sitting or lying in. And without opening your eyes or opening them wider, feeling the space that wraps around you, the walls housing the space and the building that the walls compose, sheltering you, keeping you protected. And you can say to yourself inwardly, thank you for protecting me. I'm okay for now. And just notice how something inside you softens and opens with that gratitude. And turning to feel the textures, tightnesses or loosenesses of the clothes around your body. You can take a breath that expands out in all directions, front, back and sides. Breathing in that breathable air that the world provides us with. It's a perfect balance to support life. And then breathing it out just like we did in the beginning, almost like you're breathing out through a straw or blowing out a candle very slowly, like and just checking your body is totally relaxed. There's no sense of trying or effort left over from the meditation. And then in your own time, sense that gravity pulling you, anchoring you to the center of the earth. And then let your eyelids open, have a look around the room, the colors and shapes. And turn and move your head. Give yourself this time to let your two worlds bridge, so your inner world, which we were just exploring in quite a lot of detail. Give yourself some integration time towards the outer world. So it's called extraception, the sensing and hearing, seeing of the outside, as opposed to the interoception, which is the feeling and sensing of the heartbeat, the breath. It's the kind of neurological terms for it. And just know that the inflammatory proteins have been lowered, the body's reassured. And just give yourself plenty of time, which we don't usually do. We usually rush off. Netflix puts you on to the next episode before you've even finished the credits. Just give yourself a moment to let the credits run. If you're lying down, come to sit and just take a few moments to enjoy the calm openness of your presence. You can write to me with any questions you might have or comments, and I'll get back to you. Thank you very much for the practice today. It was a pleasure, and hopefully see you soon.